Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Basics in American Truck Simulator, where we're just driving on official DLC content with a few mods for companies and things like that, but nothing terribly significant. Alright, so we're going to take a look at the external market here. We're heading out from Scottsbluff. Since the event is over from World of Trucks, I'm just going to take kind of what seems to make sense. So obviously all of these are pretty close together here. So let's see. 40, looks like 49 bucks, 59. This is a high here. Let's go into Cheyenne, not very far. Suppose let's go out to the far end and see where we go. 394. Almond boxes. Do I have any? Don't have any hazmat, but I do have some other items there. This one is intriguing for sure, because it gets me through few other places, and it's quite lucrative. And I'm gonna go ahead, we'll do this one. Let's see how it goes. Should give us some nice Nebraska scenery still, and then we'll also be back into Kansas, so not a bad trade. Alright, so again, we're taking our own trailer is what we're doing all this work with. So let's see, should be able to head around this way. This series I'm also staying in cab when I drive. Few viewers agreed that it was okay to step outside to look around, basically to simulate getting out of the truck and taking a peek, but that I couldn't move with that, you know, that basically I'm walking around the truck and then I get back in the truck and go pick things up. But you can see where we're headed for our pickup there.
Go straight.
Not sure if it's over by that smokestack, but maybe. So yeah, I kind of knew trying to get that Nebraska work done was going to be a bit of a challenge, but especially given I was gone for about a week during the time of the contest. But gave it a shot. Didn't quite get there. Well, we got a Swift location. That's nice.
Go straight.
Alright, it's telling me to go straight.
Keep right, and then turn right.
So, yeah, this is interesting. Like, where?
Turn right.
I'm assuming right here.
You have arrived at your destination.
Okay. So this is a pretty big yard. Since we have the job, we don't have to stop and pick anything up. So we'll go around behind the building. Big pile of wood chips or mulch. Not sure what actually classifies it one way or the other. I'm sure there's some understanding. So I guess we're just backing up to that platform, but we got plenty of room here to maneuver, so I'm gonna get myself, so we got a pallet jack sitting there, pretty nice, pipeline overhead and some supports, so just an interesting depot as always. So I have really enjoyed how they're kind of custom making the depots for each state now. I think a lot more than they used to. I think they used to reuse things, but I saw there was a post, I think, on Arkansas that just was talking about custom depots. So, definitely more of a thing, and certainly brings some uniqueness at that point. And there is some differences, certainly regionally, in what things would look like and so forth. So again, World of Trucks jobs, the benefit we have here too is when it gets dark, we can stop. There's nothing that keeps us from doing that. Alright, we'll zero this out. And we've got, I think, like 374 or something to go. So we'll head out this way, and we'll get going. So yeah, I've been spending time recently in a couple, probably a handful, 4 or 5, maybe 3 or 4 different, what I guess we'd call minimalistic sims. So they're really just an interface that things are moving around on. So, still debating. I think one of them I may do maybe a short series or something, you know, call it a mini series.
Recomputing.
With just showing what I've learned, because I've definitely
Turn right, and then keep right.
I've definitely spent about 10-12 hours in there now, and definitely picked up some tips and tricks, I suppose.
And then go straight.
So if someone is looking for information on that, it would be helpful, so I can see that. The other ones, not necessarily, and they're a couple by the same manufacturer or developer. I don't know why. Manufacturers in my head. You spend a couple decades in manufacturing, it sticks with you. So, all right, Martin, waste management. A waste management dry van. Now, that is unique. I can't say I've seen that before. Usually if you see waste management, you're seeing a garbage truck, honestly. But, so yeah. Alright, there we go. We've got a little bit of weight. I mean, we've got these 2-yard trucks. But we're in... Why is it sending me this way? I don't understand. Alright, so now it's not telling me where I need to go. That's always fun. Because, yeah, I mean, we're going... Alright, we were going to Hays, Kansas, but why is it not giving me GPS directions is the real question. Alright, we are going to Hays. It does show me as that.
And then turn left.
Alright. It's sending me on a really weird thing. I mean, I am still getting GPS directions.
Turn right.
Okay, why would I go into Ashley?
Finding a new route.
Like, none of that makes sense unless it just thought I could turn around faster. But we'll go around the back end here. Let's see where we go. I assume, I mean, it should tell me to turn left.
Get ready to turn left.
Okay. That's a good sign.
Turn left, and then keep left.
I think that was the Stampede Motel. Ooh, I was not expecting him to turn, honestly. Let's see. You know what? I'm wondering if I would be turning left. I think I would
Keep
be.
left, and
Yeah.
then turn left.
All right. So we're going to head that way. And now we're on one of these routes, because again, it had 3 different routes. Again, pretty common, especially out in rural areas like this. They're just not going to put down road after road because they don't need it. And obviously that would be expensive to do that, so they don't. Yeah, I always love those tiny little discoverables where it does like little pieces at a time. So it's like 3 little slivers to get that little double wide piece there.
Go straight.
And one of the mods I do have is kind of a real traffic where it adjusts it based on time of day and so forth. So that is why we're seeing a bunch of stuff around town here at basically 5 p.m. on a weekday when everybody's going to be getting off work. We got the school bus. I don't know if it is careful about the school buses and like not putting one up at midnight, but either way, it feels pretty good. Feels right. All right, so I guess we're on 26 because everything else goes off to the right. So now we're just on East 26. I'm guessing we need to get to Alliance and then we'll start to head down from there. So again, we've done 25 miles, but it's probably not really in the right direction. So my guess is we might be over 400 by the time we get to our final destination. All right. So we'll get this to 7. Oh, I can only go to 65. I'm like, we'll get it to 70, but can't do that. So we'll see if we take 26 south here, or follow 26, because it might not be 26 south. Everybody seems to be going a little bit slow. Obviously we're not turning. If we are, I'm going way too fast to respond to a late GPS message. So spraying the fields, watering them, irrigating them. We'd really say spraying them. That's how it's described. We're not like, oh, the field's getting irrigated. The one thing I will say, I just noticed on that, and if you're wondering what I'm talking about, you can go back and freeze the frame, but different design on those than what I remember when I used to drive through this area of the country. And I'm sure that's simply a climate change, a cost-cutting design. It looks like for every sprinkler head, it actually has a pipe that goes down, and then the water sits in the middle of the plants and it kind of sprays out to the sides from that to hopefully get more where it needs to go, because what I'm used to is more the sprinkler heads on top that we would have on our lawns that kind of knock and or swing back and forth and turn. So basically there was a piece of metal that would kind of go into the stream of water that was coming out, and that would, I think, generate some of the turning motion, but it would also kind of break up the water a little bit. So there was a spring. He had this metal arm, and it would basically, go probably a terrible rendition of the sound effect. But those of you that know what I'm talking about, I'm thinking you'll get it. Folks who don't, I maybe look it up on the internet. Not sure. I don't think I'm gonna edit a picture of it in here or something, but it used to shoot out from the top. So the sprinkler head was like in the same place, but you had it on the top, and I'm sure on a hot day when it was 100 degrees or 90 degrees, a lot of things a lot of water evaporated before it even fell to the field. So I'm guessing there's some of that. And again, with the misting spray, I'm sure it gets enough water, but it also probably lowers the gallons per hour that go through that entire unit substantially as well. Well, this is interesting because we're at a stop sign and literally nobody has gone. Finally, we're going to move. Again, probably very normal for intersections like this, because you won't have a stoplight because normally there isn't that much traffic, but when you're stuck, then you're stuck. Alright, they're kind of splitting up. It looks like a Tesla heading off to the right. I don't know if he's speeding up like a Tesla or if he's just speeding up like a American Truck Simulator AI vehicle.
Turn right.
But it looked like he was moving along pretty well. Alright, so the mystery is solved. I'm turning right. 6 p.m. already. And we're stuck again. But you can see lots of traffic coming from the right. And the good news is there's vehicles turning on that lane here, so maybe it won't be too bad. But especially if people are turning left. Oh, there's a little plane there. Could just be someone flying, could be a crop duster. Don't know. Alright, he should be able to go now. He's turning right, I'm turning right. Alright, let us go. That was longer than a stoplight, but that is also part of the problem with something like that that isn't a lighted intersection. It can get really one-sided pretty easily, and there's nothing that will stop the other traffic, so they'll just keep going. Alright, what is happening? I feel like I'm not centered in my viewport, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Alright, so kind of climbing up a little bit of a hill. We've got, it's a little early to stop. I probably should grab fuel when I stop if I can. I mean, that's where it's a little bit of a risk passing something like this up because I have everything together. I think typically I will have it together, but there's obviously no guarantee that that will be the case. So, we'll see, but I haven't even started yawning yet, so in theory I've got, a couple hours once that starts happening before I really need to stop. And if they talk about yawning inevitably, then I always actually yawn. But it has been a long day so far, so not playing quite as late as this shows, but it is in the afternoon, so hours behind me and doing other things, editing videos, working, getting around life. We had a random stray dog show up this morning, so my wife was trying to find where to send him. We did find the location. He had a collar, but it was just to like a rescue place. But they did know who it was, so they sent someone over to come grab them. But they were here for like an hour, sitting outside, whatever, because that's what you do. But they were very thankful because, they said most people won't do that. They'll just the dog will just be wandering, and who knows when they'll finally get picked up or if something will happen to them or whatever. So just over 100. So 25% of the way just to be safe. And you can see 3 hours and 15 minutes in. So we're probably going to be able to get like 6 hours, I would think, before we have to stop. So not a bad dent in my distance. Kind of figured this was going to be just a lot of rural road again. Obviously this is the road we came in on. And as I said, not surprising given that in a very rural state like this, you're going to have minimal roadways. Obviously you'll have more than we see in ATS because, you know, there's driveways and stuff like those that are blocked. There are those signs I talked about in the other episode that usually indicate what type of seed they have planted. So pretty nice that they model that and show us that here in American Truck Simulator. Certainly got nothing to do with the trucking, but it certainly helps with immersion and make you feel like you're really here in this part of Nebraska, or in any part of the Great Plains. Those signs aren't unique to Nebraska. Alright, so we're just backtracking the way we came, heading toward Ogallala.
Turn right.
Alright, well, we're going to Interstate, or towards Interstate 80. The question is, are we going to use Interstate 80 or not? Guessing we're going to turn left right away where 26 turns, because it's probably a T-junction there, or, well, not even. It's a 90-degree junction, so we're absolutely turning there. You can see a train out in the distance, or no, is that... Oh, that's 26. Never mind.
Get ready to turn left.
Thought I was seeing a train next to the roadway, but obviously that's not what I had. Alright, another stop sign. Hopefully we won't have crazy traffic here. But let's get through there. Alright, I think we're good. Yep. That red car I kind of saw as I pulled out a little bit. He doesn't have his headlights on, so he was a little more challenging to see. Making that statement made me look down at my headlights, but I do see the indicator on the dash next to the temperature that I believe tells me my lights are on. So should be okay, because otherwise we're definitely in that time of day where we might get a citation for driving without headlights, driving unsafe. Right, again, just give... Well, really? Get a little closer, but... Okay, not your ordinary... Is it not your ordinary town? I think that's what it says. It's interesting. It looks like a cowboy on a fish. You can tell me if that's what you're seeing too. You also don't normally see a lot of neon, and you don't see an IHOP in what looks like an old... Well, it's not an old theater building because there's a lot of windows, but it almost looked like a theater marquee. It was interesting. I see, it's just diagonal. It is not your ordinary town. And they are definitely on fish. I don't understand. And there's cows in front of them. So if anyone's from Ogallala or knows why there's a fish cowboy mural in town, I'd love to hear that story. So, interesting. Alright, we are high enough that I can lock on the cruise. And hopefully we get a little bit of motion. And see, now I'm going to start kicking myself. I mean, again, I'm not yawning yet, but... Well, maybe we'll have places. Yeah, there we go. So I may just pull in the rest area. Either way, go around, go across. I better stop before the red light, before I get a citation. as I talked about. In both series, I'm still trying to, per the new career dynamic, I'm trying to get to 2 weeks where I don't have any violations, where I can see that I'm all clean. Haven't done it yet. There we go. So, problem is getting over there is going to take like 20 minutes with the way the lights are going to work. But the problem is, like, I'll have to exit somewhere to do it normally. Plus, it's getting dark. Of course, the challenge is if I do it now, it's going to be like 6:47 in the morning. Yeah, but I'm yawning. So I better not push it, because who knows how far the next one is. And problem is the light ahead across the bridge is going to turn green first. And so a lot of its timer is just going to be spent with me sitting here with a red light. Come on, here we go. So now they're green. I assume we'll be green shortly as well, but by the time we get up to that light, it'll be red again. Because you can see, we're here a long time. And we're not exactly taken off from, like, drag racing here. Heck, that truck's even beating us.
Turn left.
So, yeah, I know I need to get on there.
Turn left.
Oh, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that I made it through.
When possible, make a U-turn.
Oh, are we gonna get lucky? Look at that. Awesome.
When possible, make a U-turn.
It's not
Finding
possible,
a new
so
route.
stop.
When possible, make a
Alright,
U-turn.
let's see. Where?
Recomputing.
Almost
When
makes it look
possible,
like
make
the
a U-turn.
pumps are over there, but...
Finding a new route.
Alright,
When
so
possible,
TA, Truck
make a
Stops of
U-turn.
America, I believe, is what TA is for. Very big truck stop location, or company, I should say. Alright. If I remember, I've got a decent sized tank on here, but I don't think have the level that I can really have the huge one. Alright, we'll head around this way, and then we should be able to rest over in this space, and that'll work fine. Initially I was going to go across because there's just a lot more room over there. There we go. Alright, see you in the morning. Alright, took a little longer, so it's 7 a.m. But we have a full tank of gas and a full set of hours of service in front of us, so we will be delivering on Thursday here and getting our load over. So we know we need to go get on I-80 because that's where it was telling us before.
Turn left.
Whoops, I
Go
turned the
straight.
wrong way. Silly me. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm being confused, obviously. Alright, nobody's coming, so we're just gonna pull out. Wait a minute. I am so
When possible,
confused.
make a U-turn.
What is with my sense of direction? Oh, I see. That's the invisible edge. Luckily, I didn't get any damage.
When
Alright.
possible, make a U-turn.
I don't know why it looked like I was going to the dead end. Clearly, I'm too tired. But
Go straight.
I'm trying to not let my delving into other sims delay the trucking videos. I already delay the Euro Truck one by a day. I want to get the American Truck Simulator out on time and get both series back into the, every 8th day you've got an episode. Alright, I should be alright. Cool. And then we're going to turn right as we get on the interstate, but I think there is... Oh no, I guess the light is where we can turn, so if we are gracious enough, we can turn right on red. Unless it says we can't, but no, I see no signs, so we should be okay. I'll tell you, it stops nice and fast. Alright. So we are on our way again. Alright, let's see what other mischief we can get into here. Spent half an hour driving in a circle. Not the best use of time. Pilot, another big player in the truck stop space. So as you might expect, they have a lot of fuel trucks to get fuel to their facilities, and I'm sure that's a cost savings thing for them versus having someone like me haul fuel to them whenever they need it. They can just have their own dedicated drivers moving around, and I would imagine, I really don't know, but I'm thinking for a group like that where you've got a lot of locations and you're basically a private fleet, I would think the drivers that run those have a repetitive route, because I'm guessing you just top every place off each day, and that just becomes what they do. Every day, every other day, however they'll send them around, but that's my thought anyway. I could be totally wrong. I have no idea. It's not personal expertise that I have from my background. Alright. So, over 200, vote 2024. So, yeah, this is the first drive I've done in either series since the big news that President Biden is not seeking re-election, and we've got another candidate, so it's shaking things up some. It's going to definitely make things interesting. Alright, so catching up to the pilot truck there, but yeah, we're getting slowed down. Can we slow down? Oh boy. Oh my god, I'm glad I was able to move over and there was no one there. I cannot believe that I could not slow down enough. Well, that's what happens with a heavy truck. I've got a heavy load there, and wow. Well, that was disaster averted with really sheer... I mean, I was looking in my mirror. I think I did have my turn signal on, because I was somewhat anticipating moving over and thought, I won't have to bother. So, maybe that saved me. It says way station a mile. I don't see any signal. Man, I am still like... Alright, it is open. Let's see. Is it gonna... I'm gonna have to just let him by. Come on. Alright, let's go get Wade. Oh, we are on a segment of roadway that we haven't been on. can we just pull through? Because a lot of times they can do them as a pass-through, and that appears to be what we've got here. Is it going to count? Oh boy. Like, there was no stop location. I really don't want to get fined. I drove through the scale. It's the only way I could go. Interesting. Oh, you know what? We were able to bypass it. We're green. It's been so long since I've had a way station I had to go into in ATS. I misread that. I'm like, oh, it's green, it's open. No, green means I can just go by and I didn't have to stop, so sorry for wasting your time there. Because, yeah, this is already, you know, I knew it would be on the long end. Again, I try to get the episodes done no more than an hour. We'll see if we're going to be able to do that with this. Hopeful. But I think while this takes me across, I'm going to need to go south to reach my final destination. Or maybe we already are going. No, I-80 wouldn't go south. So I don't understand, because it seemed like we'd be going south quite a ways. All kinds of fun. How about that? So, just a rest area. About 3 hours on the road since we woke up this morning. Should have 7 more left. It shouldn't take anywhere near that long. Alright, lights on the side. Yeah, the challenge ends up being, like, you know, it's just a lot of farm fields out here. That is what the Great Plains are, and so certainly not a lot to talk about, not a lot to see. But 274, in theory, that would be about 100, so we're finally going to the road that'll take us south. Looks like a road, probably the road we came up into Nebraska on, I guess, from Kansas.
Get ready to turn right.
Alright, Alma. I don't know if Alma, Nebraska. There's an Alma, Missouri, because there's a farming simulator map in that location. But there's probably an Alma, Kansas, or an Alma, Nebraska as well. Yes, I'm kind of doing rolling stops because as heavy as I weigh, I want to at least use whatever momentum I can to keep going. So, another river crossing. It's the Platte River, hence North Platte, where we had the rail yard a few episodes ago. So, now why it's called the Platte River, I don't know. I don't know if that's a person's name. I'm assuming it is, but I have no expertise to share with you on that. Running off a little bit. Alright. I'm trying to remember, is it Hayes, Kansas that we're going to? Somehow that rings a bell. Apologize, I had my hand over my mouth. It might have sounded a little bit muffled if it did. Apologize for that. I'm trying to be a little more aware because I've certainly noticed in some of the audio for some of my videos over time, I get that kind of muffled sound, and I'm guessing that's what did it. Alright, well, good news is we're moving along at the highest speed we can finally, which does not happen a whole lot with this. I don't know. Totally lost my train of thought. So, too tired. But I think it was more, haven't gotten up to speed a lot in this episode, because I'm always stopping or something like that. And if it's not what I was going on, that's what I'm telling you now. Oh, that's crazy to have the train tracks there. I mean, I guess we're in town, but...
Go straight.
You know, there's going to be a police officer tucked away somewhere, and I'm going to get a speeding ticket. I'm looking, I'm scanning real quick, but... Alright, well, now my adaptive cruise control is picking up that vehicle. And there we go, I still got a speeding violation. So, no police car, but a camera. Should have known better, but now my 2-week counter starts over again. And that's why I'm always pressing, like any trucker would. Like, I want to get there as quick as I can, because then I can get on to something else. But sometimes you have that issue, so welcome to Kansas. As opposed to Dorothy's line, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto. We know we're in Kansas, so... Alright, so here's Phillipsburg. So I got 2 more towns that we haven't discovered. Now, this one we are going to have to stop at. But ATS trains are pretty short, usually. Oh, Amazon and Walmart containers. I would not be surprised if that train was going by, if locals would, like, shoot at it, because I would imagine both of those companies are not good news for rural America like this. I think a lot of jobs will have gone away, and you know, they're not normally setting up a distribution center in some tiny little town. So, I would imagine there'd be some ill will seeing those containers passing by from those companies. Alright. One horse town, as they say, so no street light, at least not here. They do not have a stop sign. So, although is he turning? No, he's just slowing down. Just being careful. Lots of traffic again. Maybe. I think that green one's gonna get up here. We got that guy turning left, who's now backed up a bunch of traffic. This is just not helpful. Alright, well, he's going, and I'm gonna take my own initiative, and I'm gonna move forward and get going too. Otherwise we'll be waiting forever. And that is not the goal.
Go straight.
Oh goodness, come on. Oh, please don't get me stuck here at the light. Ay, ay, ay. Happy I made it through.
Go straight.
Right, so maybe it's the one stoplight town. So obviously we're leaving city limits
and then
here.
Turn right.
Oh boy, oh boy. Always something.
Turn right.
Why is this car... Oh my goodness, now this truck is not... I have a turn signal on, guy. Wow, they're just ignoring it. Love it. Alright. So I think we're good there. Hayes, 44 miles. So it's going to be very near 400, which is kind of what I was figuring. Big cemetery. Very big cemetery. Not uncommon of a size of cemetery for what we have in the US. I'm imagining cemeteries in Europe are much smaller affairs. But we had land in the past, and cemeteries certainly were not shy about taking pretty big hunks of it. I mean, you still have, I'm sure, the churchyard cemetery, things like that, with a handful of graves or a couple dozen, but it's not uncommon to see cemeteries like that at various places. Okay. So, we are up to speed. A couple turns here, but it should go pretty quickly. I think we still have at least 30 miles to go, though. Is it the Platte River again? No, something else. Started with an S, but I couldn't read it. It appears we're going uphill, but I don't know that we are. I mean, we are not at the full 65 mile an hour, so behavior seems to indicate we're also doing that. We're definitely cresting out now. Alright. It says it's a little tight of a curve, but I'm gonna chance it. The question is where we are going, is it where the water tower is? That would seem reasonable, given that at this point I've got to have 25 miles or something. Maybe even less, might be closer to 20. What is on the side of the road? Oh, just a tiny bit of construction. Yep, I see the H. It's Hayes. Alright, so we've got a Metal West. Are we past Hayes? I don't understand. Because I can't imagine Hayes is that big, but it might surprise me. I'm just not sure. Alright, I'm not sure where, but given that I don't see a flag, I'm assuming it's going to be on the other side of the interstate. And luckily we've got a roundabout, so hopefully things will keep moving pretty smoothly. Okay, he had to yield to... Whoa, there's another truck coming, but he just tucked away. I really was not expecting them to go. I was just going to pull out in front of them. Oh, McDonald's. I think that one's known worldwide. So they may look a little different as far as the architecture, but those golden arches are known the world over exactly as you see them.
Get ready to turn right.
Alright. Nobody coming. Do we
Turn
just...
right.
Alright, so we just go straight through. So we've driven through Hayes. I knew it sounded familiar, but
Go straight.
I was like, well, maybe I saw that was the name, or it's near where I've been. I don't think so, but... Holy moly. I remember this. Nope, I saw it for a brief moment. So, we're close. Although I think it's way out to the left.
Go straight.
So this is a little bit busier. What is happening? We probably have a lot of traffic in front. Alright. I don't think we're turning in to that driveway. Yeah, we're likely gonna go. I'm half tempted to pass them on the right. I am gonna do that because we're gonna be here forever. Yeah, there's 3 trucks in front of me.
Go straight.
That turtle race is gonna take a long time. And I don't want to get stuck at any more lights than I need to. Wells Fargo would be pretty common out here. There's the recruitment agency we discovered not so long ago when we were here. Alright, we'll get past the train tracks and then... that car looks like it's across the line. I'm surprised it stopped. Well, if it is across the line, the gate did not come down on it. So I suppose that's a good thing. So it's our second train of the episode, but something I'd expect in Nebraska. There's just so much shipping going on all the time. From things in the state, obviously getting things into the state that they don't manufacture or whatever. You know, grocery stores, gas stations doing everything they need.
Keep left. And then
Some of
turn
those things
left.
would travel by train.
Turn left.
I'm going to hit that car if I cut too much. It is just the red light. I think this was... If it wasn't the place, this was one of those blinking red lights that I got so excited about that I just don't recall seeing in the game before. Alright, so going to Smithfield, and they will use these yard trucks as they see fit.
Get ready to turn right.
Alright.
Turn right. And then turn left.
So there we shall go. And can't see any box flashing or anything.
You have arrived at your destination.
I'm wondering if it's underneath that covered. And it's probably in the dock just beyond it. Alright, loan installment. Oh, of course. So it's kind of like tucked in where the forklift is blocking, because why would it give me any kind of easy way in? Alright. So, see how this goes. Basically, I think I'm going to have to back up and then straighten out the last piece. Well, I think I probably hit it, but let's see. Oh, just barely. Alright. Whoops. I'm not supposed to be moving when I'm not in the cab, silly me. Alright, move it that way. Okay, now I can go in and hopefully... It's almost too much. We'll see. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it. Nope. Alright, well this is going to be a challenging little, game here. So, turn pretty sharp, and then we're going to straighten it out. back here. Once we're past, we should be okay. I'm dragging along the front. Can feel it. What am I hitting? Oh, the dumpster. Ay, ay, ay. This is a hard location. I'll tell you that. It is tricky. Oh, wrong way. Alright, so we'll see if we can straighten out and get it in that way. There we go. Made it! So let's stop, turn it off. Just under an hour, even with all the problems. I thought I hit enter, but I guess not. I'm like, has it hung up on me? But I'm like, I've never seen it wait like that. Alright. Oh, we did level up. We're another entrepreneur. Okay, so in this case, we have verified we do not need any more distance, because the next distance would take us up to 650. 400 is just fine. If I drive with a trailer, we're going to save fuel. So I'm going to do that. Alright, so our profit's going up a bit. Not doing too badly. Trying to remember what our bank situation is, how big our loan is. Oh, I can actually repay the loan. That would probably be a good idea. I shouldn't need 8,000, so I'm gonna go ahead and repay that. There we go. And yeah, so still have 22,000 left. I was like doing 100,000 on it. But that way we only paid a few days of interest, so that is good stuff. So if you've enjoyed this, haven't dropped a like, please consider that. If you are not a subscriber to the channel, please consider that. Both of those things greatly appreciated. Would love to hear from you in the comments and just have some engagement and chat with you guys. And I will see you next time.